Hey everyone, apologising for the sweaty appearance. I went walking from breakfast back home and it took about 1.5 hours, but I wasn't dressed appropriately. I was dressed for autumn with a blazer over the top of this, and it's more like late summer at the moment for some reason today. So, a little hot, but I want to try and go through the basic songwriting mechanics today using On the Floor by Jennifer Lopez featuring Pitbull as an example because it's a very distilled um, example of a number of song mechanics. I'm going to try and do it in less time than the song takes. Wish me luck. So it starts off firstly with a melody line taken from a 90s hit Lambada. Ba da la 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 la. There's not much attempt to disguise that, and there's no attempt to disguise that. Oscar Wilde was it said, "What is it? Mediocre artists borrow, great artists steal." Don't be afraid of that. Of course, they pay licensing fees. I imagine it's all good, and Lambada actually made it back into the charts after that. So hey, everybody wins. Um, Okay, what happens then? The dance rhythm comes in. And by that I mean ba 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 with the da 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 da. Why is that important? Dance music is characterized by a big four on the floor kick, right? Doof, 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 every beat. How do you get that kick big? Well, the secret of music is that you can't just turn everything up to 11. If you want to have a huge kick, you're going to have to get stuff out of the way of that kick, which means placing melodic information, non-percussive information, on offbeats, not on 1, 2, 3, or 4. And the dance thing does that to a degree. It all comes back on the one, bum 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 bum, but it's often syncopated. Bum 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 bum. So it doesn't happen when the kick comes in, which allows the kick to be bigger and also allows, for melodic information to be heard. So what happens? Let me introduce you to my party people. Oh, but the straight quavers and then in dance rhythm. Straight quavers, dance rhythm. Pitbull comes in, says he's loose, and then, big surprise, no, and then Jennifer Lopez comes in with the verse. If you're a party freak, then get on the floor. Da, 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 da. So you've got these straight quavers. It's on one note melodies, very popular at the moment. Um, you could reflect on the reasons for that. It probably involves the evolution of music in venues, like the venues music is heard. For example, clubs play a much more important role in pop music now than they used to. And also the technology of the instruments. I mean, as a little aside, if you've got one of those Casio keyboards, play the rhythms on it. The 8 beat, the 16 beats, they're all pretty recognizable. Then go and listen to your Beatles records and realize that for a good number of those beats were non-existent back in even in the days of the Beatles. And the Beatles are like the foundation of popular music. We listen to them like, yeah, but really what Ringo was playing, he was figuring it out as he went along practically. There were no hard and fast rules about and all that. Um, anyway, that aside, so if you're a straight quaver and then it comes in and syncs with the dance rhythm. What syncs with the dance rhythm? The words on the floor. If you're a party freak, then get on the floor. Da, 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 on the floor. Tear up the floor. What is the title of the song? On the floor. And what gets repeated and emphasized by syncing up with that riff? And later on, at the end of the chorus, live your life and stay out on the floor. Tonight we're going to be it on the floor. On the floor. It is repeated again and again and again. There is this laser-like focus towards what is important, the key message of the song, which in this case is being on the dance floor, on the floor. And it never lets up from that. The focus is laser-like. It is really, really intense. And that works. It's very simple. It focuses, it provides the payoff. We hear it again and again. And you could ask anybody with a basic English ability after listening to that song what the title would be. And if they understood the words, they'd say on the floor. It is very obvious from listening to that song what the title is. and that's a good pop song. So, again, you also have a thesis, antithesis, and synthesis going on. At the beginning, you have this modern one-note melody exemplified by Kesha's TikTok. Okay, there's a little bit of variation in each line. You'll notice a difference in the end of the melody to differentiate it, to keep the listener interested. It can't just repeat the same thing. There have to be these little variations, and you'll notice they're the same variations in each verse. So then you have the chorus, the antithesis. It's la 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 lyrical, but 1 octave in length. It's not terribly large. It doesn't require a terribly great singer to sing it, and the verse melody was right in the middle of that chorus melody. So there's notes above it, there's notes underneath it, nothing there. It's all in 1 octave, and the verse is right in the power range of that octave. So nothing's stressing out the singer too much. And that's good. If you've got a great singer, she can take your melody places, but write your melody simple. A great singer can always expand on that, and a bad singer or a reasonable singer can stay with the melody and still deliver it convincingly. This is pop. You need everybody to be able to sing it. So you have the thesis, you have the antithesis, lyrical, different feeling, and then you have the synthesis. La 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 la. Tonight we're gonna be it on the floor. The synthesis of the verse and the chorus. It is so simple, but it works. It's like a drug for the ears. And they've done tests, good pop will have an effect on the brain. It activates the brain's reward system. And whether you agree with pop music or not, you want to know how to do that. You can't start breaking rules until you know what the rules are. For example, in lyrics, I use singular plural disagreements. A lot of people do, but that's because I know what the rules are and when it might be artistically appropriate to break them. For example, to be more colloquial, or to, convey a particular viewpoint, or because it sounds better. It's easier to sing. These are considerations, but without knowing those rules, you can wind up creating some rather unusual lyrics. If you've listened to any Japanese, like Hide, for example, of Hyde, he writes amazing lyrics, really poetic, but they're skewed. So not exactly pop consumption. Anyway, this is getting way too long, so I just want to end with one more thing. Right at the end, where there's usually a double chorus, right? Instead, there's 1.5 choruses. It ends on the 3rd repetition of da 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 da. Tonight we're gonna be it on the floor, and the listeners went left going, "Oh, I want that 4th repetition. I want the end of the second repeat of the chorus. Oh, one more time. Play it again." You want to hear the completion of that, so you start the track again. It's great for making you want to replay it and hear it again and again and again. I remember one memorable gig I did way back in the day, 21st birthday party. All they wanted to hear was Shakira's Whenever, Wherever on repeat for 5 hours. But it was a good pop song. It made you want to repeat it. So, these are the tricks. Look at your mechanics, songwriting mechanics. Just analyze these successful songs. Look at what they do, how they work. And remember that pop is about this laser-like focus, because only if you get it absolutely right, a la Apple, can you, appeal to everybody. Anyway, that's that. And incidentally, that song is very, very successful. And it ties in with J-Lo's image, the cougar image, starting with American Idol, the modern melody mixed with the 90s melody. People identify different generations identify with it. She's got this cougar thing going on in her video. She's on the floor. It's all part of a coherent artistic statement. Might not be art you agree with, but it's very tight, very coherent, very well polished. So, and that's what you've got to, mechanics. It's good to train. Okay, catch you later.